Hello and welcome to TVC News. We start off with security concerns in Abia State, where 4 kidnapped victims have been rescued by the police in Abia State. Governor of Abia State, Alex Oti, and the Commissioner of Police, Danladi Isa, confirmed that 6 kidnappers were killed while others fled with gunshot injuries. According to the Commissioner of Police, the victims were kidnapped on the 9th of March along New Umuahia Road in Obingwa. Governor of Oti says security is a top priority and is assured of his support to security agencies to keep the state safe for residents.
6 of the kidnappers were neutralized. Some escaped with bullet injuries. 2 AK-47 were recovered. 6 magazines were also recovered. 32 rounds of ammunition were also recovered.
In such an extent that led to the neutralization of 6 of the kidnappers. But we thank God that they were all rescued, alive and healthy. I've already, with the CP, we will continue to do everything possible to keep the state safe. I thank God that they are also very willing and able to use technology, which has helped in enforcing law and order here.
And still talking security, troops of 3 Division Operation Safe Haven have arrested notorious kidnappers in Plateau State. The troops raided a kidnappers' hideout at Katume High Grounds in Basa local government after receiving credible intelligence that kidnappers often hide their victims in the area while negotiating for ransom. During the operation, troops arrested 2 notorious kidnap kingpins, recovered 1 AK-47 rifle and 1 AK-47 magazine from the kidnappers. Now let's turn our attention to Rivers State, where Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has asked the State House of Assembly to follow due process and do what is right, as it will not stop the Assembly from performing its constitutional functions. The minister was reacting to the latest development in the state after Governor Siminalayi Fubara wrote the State Assembly seeking to represent the budget next Wednesday. Mr. Wike was in Abalama town, where he was received at a reception and thanksgiving in his honor. The former governor also denied reports that he described the Ijaw people as a minority in Rivers State, stating that his words were misinterpreted.
And let me tell you, I'm not going to stop Assembly from performing their constitutional duties. Assembly should be allowed to perform their constitutional duty. People who love peace don't threaten people. The more you threaten, the more you work. Assembly people do their work. Whatever they deem necessary and fit that is constitutional, they should do. I'm not going to stop anybody from carrying out his or her powers. I will not do that.
In Kano State, the government has clarified the recent Court of Appeal ruling concerning the ongoing emirship dispute. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Haruna Dideri, addressed a press briefing where he explained that the Court of Appeal, in its judgment delivered on 10th of January, upheld the repeal of the Kano Emirate Council Law 2019 and overturned the ruling of the Federal High Court in Kano. He also clarified that the Court of Appeal's judgment remains valid and binding until the Supreme Court decides otherwise. In another development, loyalists of the 15th Emir, Aminu Bayero, led by Aminu Babba, asked Muhammadu Sanusi not to parade himself as Emir, as it would amount to contempt of court.
All those questions are going to be very speculative in view of the order of the Court of Appeal. So let us wait. We shouldn't unnecessarily hurry up and rush and jump into conclusions. Let us just wait for the professional advice of those professionals handling this matter.
Once there is a court ruling, judgment, if you don't agree with that judgment, you go and say, my lord, I want a stay of execution of that thing. That is your right. Especially when you appeal against that judgment, which I did, and have a valid appeal. If for any other reason, Sanusi parade himself as an Emir of Kano, that is contempt of court. And I don't think he will do it.
And here in Lagos State, the Minister of Works has reassured Nigerians that 20 kilometers of the first phase of Section 1 of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway will be inaugurated in 2 months. According to the Ministry of Works, the contractor has made significant progress, completing about 8.5 kilometers of concrete work, including filling, stabilization, reinforcement and concrete placement. On the sidelines, the minister took his time to clarify statements he made while reacting to former President Olusegun Obasanjo's comment on the coastal highway.
To inform you, Your Excellency, sir, that this contractor is running 3 shifts per day. The first shift resumes by 8 a.m., closes by 4. Another resumes by 4. They close by 8 p.m. and another one by 12. And another one takes over by 12 a.m. and they stop by 8 a.m.
We'll be aiming to commission in May 20 kilometers from the beginning of the road, 10 kilometers at the end of Section 1 backward, and another 10 kilometers at Section 2. As of today, we are very glad, Your Excellency, to announce that we have already achieved very good progress. We have, as Madam Controller has said, we have achieved on the westbound section. We are currently at chainage 15 plus 100, and the work is still ongoing. On the eastbound, we have reached chainage 8 plus 200, which we will resume work there by next week ending.
I never said the former president should not use the road. He's not the only one, among the few criticizing the road. And so I say that if you say that, the road is not good, you have a choice to use it or not to use it. That's what I said. I didn't say the former president should not. I know he flies all the time. But when this road is done, coming to his in-laws' place in Ebonyi, it will take him 5 hours on the road. Our leaders should emulate people like, President Jonathan, President Buhari, because when you have left office, you can go to your the man on seat and offer useful advice. I look at it on 2 fronts. One is flagging off 2027, so that people will begin to think that this project is wasteful. And so I am eminently qualified to answer to this project. This is very wonderful project. The project has value for many. It is not just a road project, it's an investment. And the corridors we are passing, Nigerians are very, very happy about it. Anywhere we go to run this project, the people are very happy. And what matters is the people.
The Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, has commended the men of Operation Whirlwind for seizing more than 37 million naira petroleum products along Nigeria-Cameroon border community in Taraba State. TVC News Owolabi Adenusi filed in this report.
The ongoing war against economic saboteurs by the Operation Whirlwind of the Nigeria Customs Service is yielding the desired result. A large smuggling network operating within the Gembu area, a key border town in Taraba State, has been dismantled. However, the smuggling cartels are taking advantage of Nigeria's vast and porous borders to illegally export petroleum products.
I've witnessed a troubling surge in petroleum smuggling activities across the northeastern frontier, particularly along the Adamawa and Taraba corridors. Our targeted operations in these places have revealed that this axis as a strategic transit point for cross-border petroleum diversion. The scale and sophistication we have encountered reflect how transnational smuggling networks are increasingly exploiting our vast border territories through coordinated efforts.
The CG commended the men of the anti-smuggling unit for intercepting 1,149 jerrycans of petroleum, each containing 30 liters of petroleum products, totaling 34,470 liters.
Working in partnership with the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and with the technical support from the Office of the National Security Advisor, we have mapped previously undocumented transit routes connecting these remote border communities.
The controller in charge of Adamawa and Taraba Command had this to say.
It is evident that smuggling activities is inimical to our nation's economy, security and public health. It weakens legitimate trade, encourages revenue loss.
That this operation and seizures were made within 3 hours. It is an intelligence-based operation. You cannot find them at any checkpoint, but it is intelligence-based.
Petroleum smuggling remains one of Nigeria's most significant economic challenges, contributing to fuel shortages and price hike. With continued intelligence-driven operations, strengthened border security, and active public cooperation, Nigeria is making significant strides towards curbing petroleum smuggling.